大家好，我是 Olive Branch Fallon. So there are some people who actually have a habit of drinking before they sleep. They feel like it actually makes it easier to fall asleep. Unfortunately, drinking alcohol in the evening doesn't aid in your sleep as you may think. And I'm going to explain to you why that strategy is flawed. Firstly, I'm going to explain to you what the natural cycles of sleep is all about. There's basically two forms. There's non-REM sleep and REM sleep. REM, or REM, stands for rapid eye movement, and that's your dream sleep stage. The non-REM actually requires 4 phases of sleep. So first I'm going to explain to you how you're going to enter into sleep from one phase to the next. You're going to go through phase 1 to 4 relatively quickly, and that's going to be your deep sleep. And then you're going to transition back to light sleep, or known as the REM sleep, where you're going to be doing most of your dreaming. This is going to complete one cycle, and that's approximately 90 minutes. So what do all the different phases of sleep do for you? Well, when you're awake, you can think of it as you're receiving information or stimulation from your environment, and this is known as the reception. Phase 2 is actually when you go into non-REM sleep, and that's when you're processing all that information that you've just learned, and you're going to be storing it into long-term memory, also known as reflection. Then REM sleep phase is actually processing all that new information into what you've already learned from past experiences and memories, formulating new ideas and innovation for problem solving, and this is known as integration phase. So now that you have an understanding of what sleep is and all the different phases of sleep, now we're going to look at what happens when you're actually drinking. So alcohol actually fragments your sleep. It breaks up that 90-minute cycle, that natural rhythm, and you have to wake up multiple times in the night, causing you to have a non-continuous and non-restorative sleep. Alcohol, when consumed, creates a chemical called aldehyde in your bloodstream, and aldehyde actually blocks REM from happening. And as mentioned earlier, REM sleep is responsible for learning and integration and problem solving. So when that's cut, then you have impaired learning. If you take this to the extreme, like alcoholics, they might actually have such a buildup of REM sleep, lack of REM sleep, that they start to hallucinate and become delirious during the day. This is a condition known as delirium tremens. Alcohol also fragments your sleep, meaning it disrupts your natural 90-minute cycles. And so you're constantly in light sleep phase for most of the night, with very little time spent in deep sleep phase. You wake up multiple times during the night, oftentimes to go urinate, and that's because alcohol also inhibits vasopressin, which is an antidiuretic hormone. In other words, it just allows you to pee more free water, than proportionally to how much you consume. You don't actually remember all the times you wake up because you're constantly drifting in and out of sleep in this light phase mode, so you don't actually have any conscious recollection of all those times when you do wake up. If you have a wearable device that actually tracks your sleep, or you have electrodes that are connected to your head to measure your sleep, then you'll actually see all the times that you wake up throughout the night, showing your fragmentation of sleep. This explains why the next day, after you had a night of drinking, you don't feel well rested. Even though you weren't drunk, you don't have a hangover, and you've gone over 7 hours of sleep, it's because of all the fragmentation that happened throughout the night. Your resting heart rate, your respiratory rate, and your HRV are all impacted when you're drinking. And worst of all, this fragmentation to your sleep, as many studies have shown, causes a buildup of amyloid beta in your brain and doesn't get cleared up because of that bad sleep, and this actually causes Alzheimer's disease. So there you have it. Drinking may give you the illusion that it's helping you to go to sleep, but in fact, it does not help you at all. Instead, it actually destroys it. I know social pressure and a lot of the technologies that we have around us is constantly hijacking our time from sleep. But know that sleep is extremely important for your health, and we need to find ways to protect that sleep and prioritize it. I've done a couple of videos before in the past on sleep. You can refer to below. That's it for today, guys. As always, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them down below, and I'll see you next time.